What is up, Facebook? It is definitely a Monday. Uh, it is definitely a freaking Monday, let me tell you. Now, my buddy Greg over on Facebook who sent the chair, I really do appreciate that. But he told me it would be here Monday, and of course, it's not here. It's not his fault. It's just sometimes shipping in Casper isn't the greatest. So, I'm getting all excited too because I'm like, I'm getting a new chair. Fuck yeah. And of course, the shipping in Casper has to be typical. Uh, Honestly, I don't know. So I'm like, the chair not showing up, big whoop. Could be worse. I think to myself, I got my wand money coming in, and yeah, cool. So I think to myself, chair didn't show up. No big deal. Could be worse. I already threw my old chair out because it was so broken and busted up that I'd rather sit on one of my guitar amps until I get my new chair. So I go to the bank out for delivery at 8:15. Supposedly it's out for delivery. I should be keeping an eye on that, but if it doesn't show up by 1, which it hasn't, then I don't think it's going to show up today. I may end up missing the package or having it delivered tomorrow. One of the two. So I think to myself, that's no big deal. I'll just go down to the bank, get a little bit of bus fare, and go deliver these wands, these first 10 that sold. I made a huge batch of 20 wands, and the first 10 are already sold. Not exactly in chronological order, but I've already sold half my batch of wands. And rather than trying to wait until the other 10 sell, I tried getting them in the mail as quickly as possible. And, well, here's the problem, too. Sometimes wands get lost in the mail, and if I don't put the addresses in the right spot, they could get returned to me. I had 2 wands returned to me, and I was planning on shipping them off with this batch of wands. And I can't do that if I don't have my Etsy money. First world problem, so I'm not trying to bitch about it, but at the same time, it's kind of frustrating, It's like if life's gonna dink people around, at least give them a date and a goddamn cigarette. Fuck. You know, there was a mass shooting recently, and that just put shit into perspective. It always does. So I'm not bitching about my shortcomings. It could be worse. I mean, people who practice magic are still persecuted to a degree, but not nearly as badly as it used to be. Hmm. Hmm. It says out for delivery, but I don't know. I got up at like 9:50 something and waited around till like 12:33, 1 o'clock, 1:33. I might have to prop the bloody door open. I don't like doing that because it makes the building less secure, but anybody fuck with this apartment and they're gonna get a fucking mouthful of birdshot. You know, I found a video on YouTube that basically showed how uneducated people are on firearms. You know, and that's not to attack anybody. It's just, you know, that's the thing of it, is a Winchester lever action and a goddamn AR-15 shoot the same exact fucking round. They shoot the exact same fucking round. But because the AR-15 looks scary, people gotta fear it. And it's like, ugh. And here's the thing of it. I found a video that was both educational and it also showed how uneducated people were on guns. So I posted it to Facebook. And it's just disgusting that people choose to use one gun for a mass shooting and it makes that gun look bad. It'd be the same case if they would have used any other gun, really. You know. But you know, the silver lining, I guess, to my so-called shitty Monday, dude, half my batch of wands sold. I made 20 and half of them are already sold. So, silver fucking lining, huh? Crack open the window and smoke some pipe tobacco and fucking get over it then. Now here's the thing of it. It always could be worse. And a point I made in one of my more recent YouTube videos is ask yourself how would it feel to be in that person's shoes. And that kind of compassionate, somewhat logical thinking applies to a lot of the situations. Thank you, Greg, for sending me the tracking. It says it's out for bloody delivery, but I don't know how accurate that is because shipping in Casper is notoriously frustrating. And, you know, I don't know, man. It just depends on, I guess, the day you catch them. Because there's some days, you know, and that's just everywhere you go. Sometimes shipping is going to be a little bit slower. But I'm not tripping out about it, man. But of course, as soon as you try to defend guns or gun rights, you get labeled as a gun-loving nut job or a typical American, and it's just, cliches don't help anybody, dude. They really don't. Oh my god. People need to stop posting suggested shit on Facebook. That is just distracting as all hell. Holy shit. All I know the rules of gun safety. The first rule is keep it fucking empty unless you have to use it. Now, people want to bitch about statistics like, oh, people who have a gun in the house are more likely to shoot themselves. Well, now if you keep it empty, dumbass. So that takes away this so-called statistics of, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And if you have a gun that requires a clip, you can keep the clip full, but don't keep the clip loaded in the gun. Even if the slide's not racked, it's just, safety precaution. But unfortunately, people are so close-minded and judgmental when it comes to religion. And really, even if your belief is different than someone else's, we all believe in the same thing, essentially. Similar concepts. So to me, the idea of, religion and people fighting over who's right and who's wrong is stupid. I mean, it says it was out for bloody delivery, but if I don't get a note at the front of the door saying, sorry, we missed you, or a note in my mailbox, then it'll probably get delivered tomorrow. I would disagree with that. Chris Hubble says having a gun definitely increases your chances of gun violence, even if it isn't loaded. No, it doesn't. I would strongly disagree, and here's why. Because you're in control of your actions. A gun is an inanimate object, much like a butter knife. So is it the electrical socket's fault when some dumbass decides, I'm going to stick a butter knife in the electrical socket? Ow, fuck, that hurt. Did shocking yourself feel good? No. Then why'd you do it? That's what I'm getting at. And that's no different with guns. People are in total control. The problem isn't guns. The problem is people. People are the ones that invented guns in the first place. This is the argument that a lot of people hate hearing, but it's the truth. Now think about this. Think about this. Why is it that when somebody gets killed in a texting and driving accident, they don't blame the cell phone, they blame the asshole texting and driving? Why are guns held to a different standard? Because you can use cell phones to kill people. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what they're used for. Primarily, they're used for tools for communicating, Primarily, guns are used for sport and self-defense. And there are some people who are going to be like, well, guns are just da 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 da. That's because you never gone out and had fun and safely shot a gun. Now, here's the funny thing. I mean, I got a lot of motherfuckers talking some mad shit on YouTube about my shooting skills. I don't care. I didn't care. I had fun going out and plinking with my buddy. Good, clean Wyoming fun, right? And by the time the camera stopped rolling, my marksmanship had started to improve. To be fair, I don't get to go shooting very often, but when I do get to go out and actually plink at some clays or set up some like expired ranch bottles and, you know what I'm saying, stupid, harmless fun like that. Because here's the thing of it, you know, really it's a two-sided coin. Facebook, it really is. And if you're going to argue both sides, I can see where the other side has their fair points, but this is, you know, this is why it's a touchy subject, because you have all this nasty gun violence, and then you have the Second Amendment rights. So both sides are right in a sense, you know. I do think, however, it's bullshit that your ID should be up to date and not expired. That is some bullshit. People should not be able to get a gun, period, if their ID is expired. There's a reason why we have responsible gun stores who do background checks, make you fill out paperwork, have like a waiting process. That's why they fucking call people to make sure you're not wanted or have an arrest record or anything like that. There's a process. I've gone through buying a gun twice, and I had to sell my second one to get a new cell phone, but it is what it is. I don't care. I'm content with what I got. I don't need to have a shit ton at the moment. You know, if I have my dream house, I'd have a shooting range behind my dream house, a couple acres away, some steel targets to shoot at. That'd be fun. You know, good, clean, harmless fun. And then I'd be able to go shooting whenever I want. Plink at shit, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, there's always a side to the other coin, other side to the coin. Yeah. I'm going to delete that comment. Like, people are trying to be funny in the comment section. There's nothing funny about this argument. Instead of blaming the guns, we need a better solution than that, dude. You know, gun control isn't definitely a needed thing. If we gotta make getting a gun a little bit longer, the waiting period a little bit longer, so be it. Maybe make the waiting period a little bit longer for certain guns. People are saying we shouldn't have to take away an AR-15. It's the Second Amendment right. But then you got politicians and everyone else screaming, yeah, but AR-15s are evil, blah, 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 blah. That's the thing of it. You have a lot of people who own that gun, and a lot of them are responsible with it. They use it for hunting, for plinking, and for sport. They'll hunt small game with it. People might think, well, that's a bit excessive. Well, humans do excessively crazy, stupid shit. You want to talk about stupid? The fact that Flint, Michigan doesn't have clean drinking water, the fact that women are treated like dog shit in the Middle East, that boggles me. You know, Americans are so wrapped up in this whole evil gun concept, but at the same time, you know, when other countries see America has another mass shooting on the news, the first thing they think is Americans and their guns. And it's sad, dude. It really is. It's no different than when you get these so-called Muslims pretending to be Muslim and then killing a bunch of innocent people. It gives Muslims a bad name. So if you're one of those gun-loving Christians that hates Muslims, you're actually united in the same fight of assholes ruin it for everybody. Yeah. Hmm. You know, life has a funny way of fucking with people. It really does. It says it's out for delivery on the 29th. Get updates. What are we working with? Day of delivery tracking history. Says it went out for delivery at 8:15. 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's about 6 hours. No, they're a busy company, you know what I'm saying? I like using the United States Post Office for shipping my wands. They're very reliable for that. But sometimes shipping's a little bit slower in some areas. You can't control that. And there's no sense getting upset over it because there are really bigger problems in the world. I don't know, I try to come off as spooky and, you know, kind of grim sounding on my Hershey's burger video to kind of set the theme for like a Halloween kind of themed burger, you know. And I don't know how many likes it has, but I tell you what, that beef smelled good. There's a little bit of grease in the bottom of my pan. And when you cook shit on it, it heats that grease up. And it just smells good. Inhale that shit deeply. And of course, the video has 7 likes and 38 dislikes. You know, the saddest part of it is a lot of people dislike my videos because they can't comment on them anymore. Like, it's pathetic, dude. Like, you don't watch someone's YouTube videos to leave comments. You watch their videos to watch their videos. That's how I see it. You know? Well, I want to cook a burger real quick. And then we'll check on it. Not necessarily in that order. Of course, if it's out for delivery, it might show up at any minute. Who knows? So it could show up. That would be nice. No guarantees though. Well, no such luck. But if it's out for delivery, hopefully it'll be here soon. Now, when it does show up, I do plan on doing a video of